Published 0257 EDT, the 3rd of October 2017. Updated 0257 EDT, the 3rd of October 2017. Excolleagues and best friends Andy Jeffries, 28, and Ben Muller, 33, founded Dock Bay after identifying a gap in the market for travel towels. Following numerous beach jaunts on their travels, they struggled to find any that were light, compact and could dry quickly. Fresh from their successful appearance on BBC's Dragon's Den, which resulted in a £75,000 investment from Deborah Meaden, the entrepreneur spoke to This Is Money about the experience and what's next for the business. Scroll down for video. Andy Jeffries left and Ben Muller secured a £75,000 investment from Deborah Meaden for a 10% stake in their business, Dock Bay, which sells travel towels. So what's it like to stand before 5 seasoned investors and ask for their money? Muller said the pitch was quite something. The adrenaline was pumping. We were a little flustered at first, but the nerves settled when we got into the groove. Jeffries added it was definitely easier once we got in there. One thing you have to remember is the Dragons are champions of small businesses. They grill you to ensure that you are aware of the main considerations when it comes to running a business. How did they prepare? By watching a lot of reruns of the show. I mean a lot, Muller said. It gives you a feel for the type of questions they may ask and helps you understand business from their point of view. The Dragons make such a big deal about business figures in the den, and understandably so. In the night before the pitch, we pretty much locked ourselves in our hotel room and rehearsed over and over again down to what we would say in the lift. Jeffries said the worst part was the fear of the unknown. The taxi came over to pick us up at 6:30 a.m. and we were taken to the studio. We were not needed until 3:30 p.m. so we spent what felt like days rehearsing and worrying. When they gave us the 15-minute warning, I remember my mouth going dry all of a sudden. My heart started pounding that extra bit quicker when we approached those famous loft doors. Inception. The idea to run a business selling stylish microfiber towels in distinctive vibrant colors hatched 2 years ago during one of the Muller and Jeffries Tuesday night curry and beer meetups. The duo pulled down a red curtain off the wall of Muller's rented accommodation and stuck pieces of white paper to produce the firm's first design. See photo below. In these evenings, the pair, who come from a corporate banking background, would seek to come up with an idea for a business they could initially run as a side project to their day jobs. On one fateful evening, after settling on the Travel Towel 2.0 concept and having indulged in perhaps a tipple too many, the pair pulled a red curtain off the wall in the living room of Muller's rented flat and stuck pieces of white paper to it. It turned into their first design. See photo right and below for the before and after shots. The duo went on to raise around £60,000 to fund the startup through personal savings, banks loans, and cash from family and friends. Like many young businesses, they soon encountered a costly problem. The initial batch of products did not meet their high standards. Put simply, they were not good enough, so we couldn't sell them. Jeffries said, it was a huge blow for us because that was basically thousands of pounds down the drain. It was a tough one to swallow. The towels sold by Dock Bay are designed to be lighter, more compact and dry quicker than conventional travel towels according to the co-founders, but they picked themselves up and dusted themselves off and came up with a plan and quickly sought investment to propel their business onto the next level. They attempted to raise cash through a Kickstarter campaign but failed to hit their target of raising £10,000 in 30 days. And so they took the decision to secure funding through Dragon's Den, which turned out to be a fruitful endeavor. The business piqued the interest of Deborah Meaden, Tucker Suleiman and new dragon Tej Lavani, all of whom offered to stump up the full £75,000 they sought for varying stakes in the business. The Dragons were particularly impressed by the £1.1 million turnover and £330,000 net profit the business achieved in its first full financial year of trading. The pair opted to accept Meaden's offer for a 10% equity stake in the business, despite having to relinquish an extra 5% stake than what they were initially willing to give away. Muller said, I remember feeling warm and sweaty after agreeing the deal. We went in with a positive attitude and thankfully, came out with a positive result. So what's next? Since joining forces with Meaden, the company has made its first full-time hire and turned over in £1.1 million in the first 5 months of this financial year, matching last year's total for the full 12 months. The business partners plan to use a chunk of the investment for marketing to develop a greater online presence in a bid to bolster sales. The founders originally attempted to raise cash for the business through a Kickstarter campaign, but they failed to hit their target of raising £10,000 in 30 days. They now run the online business from opposite sides of the world, with Jeffries based in London and Muller based in Sydney. Jeffries said, we are in constant communication and not just to talk about work, so it isn't an issue. We pretty much sing from the same hymn sheet, but we make sure to contact each other before making major business decisions. What's it like working with a friend? Mueller said you often hear people saying that friends fall out when they start a business together. Thankfully, this has not been the case with Andy and I. It is daunting to start something on your own, and even if you find success riding solo, it wouldn't be as satisfying if you didn't have anyone to share it with. Jeffries and Mueller continue to revel in their success, and we are excited to be working with Deborah. She will help us scale the business quicker than what we could have achieved by ourselves by taking advantage of her extensive knowledge in business and her network of contacts, said Jeffries. The future is looking good. Meaden told This Is Money, to be honest, when they first started talking about the business and how it's all about developing a new type of towel, I remember thinking that it wouldn't be an investment for me. But they turned it around with their enthusiast pitch, and their business figures suggested the company was in a good place. She has also said these are not just towels, they are disruptive towels. Doing what towels have done for years, only faster, lighter, more compact. It's the best kind of business. Take a product everyone knows and uses and make it better. I could also see the business was in exactly the right hands. Not only do they know their stuff, but they are their product, so their authenticity shines through. I was very pleased when they accepted my offer. Meaden added, one thing that impressed me about the guys is after the show, they asked to arrange a phone call to talk things over to ensure that we were all on the same wavelength as to what we expected from each other. That is a sensible thing to do. It is easy to get swept away by the initially feeling of euphoria that comes when you secure an investment, but it is important to pause and consider whether both sides are making the right decision.